he should get a couple points. But yeah, I'm very curious why he didn't get stunned. Stun just feels more valuable for me. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Maybe he won't sort of show that he skilled the lightning. You know, so Nine's still going to have to play a little careful under the threat that it's there.
Yeah, definitely. And it is always there to secure range creeps and whatnot, so. He gets himself the 2 last hits, and now he is level 2, so whatever. Top lane.
Wait up.
Aggro tri-lane actually coming up.
They're going to do a lot of damage here as well on a Skiter. It's going to be all right, but man, the 3 of them leading in like that, so a lot of damage done onto the Wraith King.
Oh, this is actually quite clever. I like this a lot. I've been hoping that I see more teams running these aggro tri-lanes when you want to ensure that your offlaner always gets something, and if you see some greed coming out, right? Like Puck can be a bit of a greedy 5, so yeah, I like that they're trying to punish that. It is going to get Khezu some nice farm and nice experience bottom.
I mean, yeah, sure, you know, Khezu downer against the Darkseer spray. Is this a lane where the Tide is pretty safe? I mean, will there be chances for 33 and Biver to be aggressive on him, or is it always going to be very risky?
I think once they get level 3 on 33, they can look to pressure a bit harder and just clear the creep waves. Tidehunter can have a little bit of trouble clearing those out early on. Might be a bit tough, but I can see them getting the double waves.
Well, so
Looks like it's going to be pretty quiet, though. I don't know how we're going to see like lanes break. I think Viking is probably going to have to break them at some point, especially if they don't play this top lane perfectly. The thing about aggro tri-lanes, why we don't see them so much, is because you can really mess up your experience for your supports. And, you know, if you're not blocking hard camps or you're not blocking side pulls, it can be risky as Fata jumps in.
Oh, okay, he's dead.
Dragon draws.
All right, easy first blood there for Viking.
He literally jaunted to block the hard camp because he knows how important it is. If Enchantress gets a hard camp, it's a lane that's just over. But yeah, he just gives him a kill.
I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe, you know, that isn't the trade-off that he was going for. The mid lane matchup, is it? You said it was going to be good for the. Does it get better for the Lesh, or you expected it to already be going well for the Lesh against a Monkey King?
I thought it would already be going well, but clearly not. I guess just the animation or just maybe some slip-ups from Boom. He does have a worse base damage, but usually he plays just around harassing.
He's getting being pretty hard here. Nearly double the CS.
He got the win on the block too. Nine actually just didn't block at all the first wave, and it pushed all the way into his tower. He was actually double waved, so I'm very curious how this is happening. Right? Boom might have slipped up a bit. As top, they are effectively destroying Skiter though. He has 5 lasted. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sort of the. For the things that are happening in mid, they're definitely being made up for on this top half of the match. As Biver, he's trying to get in on this. He's not going to get in with the stun. They're going to try and turn here. Aramis turning onto Biver, but they will be able to push them away. And nobody's going to go down. Well, the tri-lane versus tri-lane up here, as you say, Tundra just trying to make this area a little safer for Skeeters to actually get farm in the safe lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, so Khezu will be able to continue farm bottom. 33 probably will be able to maximize a little bit better as a Darkseer, depending on what happens with the runes and whatnot. Since he does have the bottle in that off lane, he's going to be able to access it. Khezu will run out of mana, so that one's just going to be a boring farm lane now. I'm still just very surprised about mid, as we're seeing the runes getting checked out. Seleri has a Hellbear Smasher, so Biver has to be careful. Biver, do you go for it?
Boom's get it. Oh, but Boom! He was able to get it. Now Biver's been blocked off. He's going to get taken out. 9. See if he can get Seleri in return. He's running him down. Oh, he's got to go one more hit for it. He hesitates. He hesitates. He's not going to get the kill, and now he's in trouble. He's got to run. A little hesitation there. I think 9 thought he had the kill with the Boundless. He sort of stutter stepped, backed off, and therefore couldn't actually get another hit, and onto the Enchantress. Misses out on the kill.
All right, well, that's thankful for Boom.
Has saved his lane.
Catching back up in the lane. Yep, saved his lane. Has a regen rune, level 5. Now he's actually winning the lane pretty hard, so that's quite lovely. And bottom, we did see the Darkseer actually have to go back to base, 33. So Khezu able to hold his ground. He's just going to rush the hood. Lots of magic damage on the side of Tundra, so I'd like that he's going for this.
I mean, yeah, with that sort of mid lane shenanigans going on there, that sort of settled it and meant that Viking overall across the 3 lanes is coming out slightly better so far.
Yeah.
It's close, but a definite slight leader just overall 3 of them for Viking here in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, that's like the worst possible thing that could have happened for poor Biver. You know, it's like the double slip up. You give him the rune, you die.
Yeah,
like everything went wrong.
That hurts.
Top Seleri does go right back up there. TPs to the top lane. Shad, still no point in stun. I've usually seen a point in stun on these DKs early on, but opting just have Breathe Fire as Skiter. Again, getting set up on.
Quite got enough damage though. Oh, I say that, the impetus nearly does it. Skiter will live, they've got a salve ready for him. What a...
Where I've seen always having stun on the DK, but he just has Breathe Fires. Khezu.
Trying to go. They should have him this time with the Iron Shell damage. They're diving in and find the kill. Finally, Khezu falls. I mean, he's been finding so much out of the lane. It feels like it was inevitable. Being left here on his own, he's finally going to die.
Time to move.
The 33 is just going to rush the Ags. That's cool. He does have such good heroes that it benefits the Monkey King as well as that Wraith King. So rather than going for any Mac, any Greaves, he's going for the greed. As I feel like Tundra should go for this game. You know, it is their game for the later stages. They're able to stall it out always.
9 and Biver. They're trying to get aggressive onto Boom, but not quite enough damage. Boom's going to be fine. Aramis TP's in, and they're put off from pushing for more.
Always scary to go versus these Lesh when you have so many melees just running in, especially when he's already level 7. Got to be a little cautious. Pressure alleviated from Skiter, top for now. We'll be able to catch back up as he's just versus Shad. Seleri.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just missed a CS or something, or... Yeah, I'm all for some communicative tips, but I like some context on what that was for. Maybe that was because he didn't skill stun, you know?
Maybe. I always glance at the camera
yeah.
immediately when they tip.
Impure.
I'm always like, what's going on here?
And what we got? Yeah, so yeah, it looks like Boom maybe going down the route you said. Yeah, he's got now. Yeah, making sure he's got points here so he can pressure towers.
You've already done your damage with 2 points in Lightning Storm and laning phase. Like you're hitting all the creeps anyway. Your stun is not really that effective past. It's good to max, but the second point is just super value. You always want to max Edict, or maybe he only gets 2 points in here. I still could see him maxing it, but I want them to take towers. That's the most important thing for Viking is getting ahead in this game. This DK tight Lesh, if they start to fall too far behind in this like mid or late stages, the game is going to be really hard for them. They're into a lot of carries and a lot of counter matchups. The Monkey King, Wraith King, quite good. Later on.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There we go. So DK form is popped immediately as soon as he hits 6. Starts hitting on the tower.
Oh, Aramis.
And they're actually invading.
He's going to be able to get the setup hit. And with the follow-up from Boom, they're going to have the kill.
Radiant's top tower.
Nice move there from Aramis as they move in. Know that Nine's going to be cleaning up those stacks with that ward that they have got down.
They're punishing the greed for sure. As top just continues to be pressured, Wraith King can't go and contribute. They know it's just going to be a puck up here trying to attempt to stop this push.
Middle tower
and they have good wards already set up to watch the areas of where Wraith King is farming. So they know Darkseer, Earthspirit are bottom. They know they can commit pretty hard up here. But Biver TP's
I mean, he's got the damage of this Iron Shell. It's a lot there, Seleri.
Very nice.
Barely lasts a second. This time around, they're going to be able to finish the tower off. So getting a nice timing here on the tower. 8 minutes in, you know, I guess this is pretty much what you aim for when you're running the mid-lash.
Yep, I think he should continue to pressure lanes, though. Don't farm jungle, don't slow down. I think you want to keep applying some pressures. He actually cancels the TP. Looks like, okay, they're going to refill his bottle mid. They want him to just have full mana to keep pressuring the map. And Tundra's going to back him. They're going to play such a farmy, greedy game. Viking, they're actually going to use the smoke. So these 3 wards set up from Tundra in the mid lane to try to protect themselves from this. This could be really nice. They're able to blanket this area with wards as well. They know how much Tundra wants to play this farm game, so just keep looking for and hunting for kills constantly. Scouting ancient stacks as well.
Biver, he's not really the dream target here. But he's a target that they're going to go for anyway. He's able to make his way around Khezu.
Oh, they found 33.
33's TP'd in to try and help out. And he's going to pay with his life by the looks of it. They've got the lockdown. So they do end up actually getting something better than Biver there. As 33 comes in to offer a bit of help. But ends up making that movement from Viking being worth it. They get a core kill.
Very nice smoke. He had no idea that they were wrapping behind Biver there. The smoke wrap around, get the kill, and they still continue applying pressure from Shad. And We're just watching
Radiant's
Tundra.
middle
It's the
tower
full
is under
farm greedy
attack.
game, and they are aware of the stacks, and
Dire's
they have a
bottom
Tidehunter
tower
on the
is
side of
under
Viking.
attack.
If this Tide gets in
Dire's
stack
top
after they take
is
bottom,
fortified.
this will be really
Radiant's
devastating for
middle
Viking.
tower is under
Titan,
attack.
sorry.
Fata trying to clear out the push down bottom.
They're persisting though. You see
They
the
are.
Edict's
Dire's
back up.
bottom
This tower is dead.
under attack.
I'm taking some very, very good timings here on the objectives here with the push.
Dire's
They're
bottom
playing it
And now
fast.
Khezu's walking in.
He's ready to start stealing these.
They even have the tornado as well. They have Boom in the area. Fata, he has 6. He has Coil. They have to bring 9 over with. Does he have Wukongs actually? He doesn't have a point.
Has he not held a point? No, you're right, he hasn't. He hasn't, so there won't be any ult for this one.
They do at least have the 2 support ultis, which is pretty damn strong to push them away. So they will secure this area for the time being. Shad, that means he's just got a free lane top, has a blink dagger finished on DK. He's going to continue pushing. And Khezu can just stand here. He can just kind of block them away from these ancients and keep threatening them.
Keep clearing them.
Keep clearing them. Yep. That's like the you know, what did Tundra do? They have to come over and try to stop him
Radiant's
somewhere, at
bottom
least sap
tower is under
experience.
attack.
More rotations coming. Got 4 now.
Fire's trying to get in. He's in on the back lines, gets the silence down to the 2 of them. 9, he's looking for the line. Kill him, drops down his shoulder, get Aramis. The Ravage is out onto the 3 of them. Khezu trying to stand his ground, pull up. Who's got hit from the Centaur? As the wall is down, but they don't seem to carry it, Viking, as they push forward. Have they got any further catch? No, they haven't.
Bottom tower is
Tundra
under
will be
attack.
able to split and get out of there.
Top tower
That is
has
the
fallen.
Ravage down, but also, of course, on Tundra's
Radiant's
side, wall
courier
being
has been killed.
expended.
Yeah, they're lucky to get out with only one person dying.
Oh, Shad. He's able to get the jump back in. Straight away onto Biver. They'll end up getting themselves a kill here. As the Earth Spirit falls.
I feel like Tundra's kind of lucky in that situation, not losing more. You know, they get the lion kill. I thought they might actually get return kill. The dark field, the slow from the wall actually doing a decent amount of work there. Thought they might get at least 1 or 2 more on the side of Viking. But back to the Ancients.
Back to the Ancients.
He's got his whole team around. They've got Shad in the area too, with that fresh blink dagger on DK. Great forms of initiation. And now no coil, no magnetize. Much harder for them to wait, but they have to watch. They have to
Dire's
try.
middle tower is
In
under
Fata's way, they
attack.
do still have good vision of this, so he can try and time the nukes. He's going to get in. He's going to get 1. He's going to get 2 of the Ancients, at least.
He might. Oh, Shad. He was trying to find the blink stun, couldn't quite. Khezu gets clean up. Great stuff from Vikings so far. Tundra not falling too far behind, but very good pressure plays that Viking needs to continue applying. 3 tier 1s already taken. Still looking to be active, and it is giving 9 a pretty difficult place to find farm, because he wants to try to be a space mason for the Monkey King, but he really can't. If he shows up in a lane at all, he's dead. So he has to do some weird creep cutting shenanigans, because there's just not a great place for him to really farm right now.
I mean, and how much pressure is on Viking to sort of close this one up early? Is there going to be sort of a certain
Radiant's top tower
part
is
in
under
this
attack.
Wraith King's item progression where it's like, well, suddenly this game's actually very hard for Radiant?
Oh, 9.
He's fine.
I think if they get these good like BKB
Radiant's
timing on
bottom
DK
tower
and the
is
Lesh
under
has,
attack.
I think they can still look to take in later stage if they
Yeah.
have like, you know, Rush and Aegis control and just overall overwhelming map control. But I think Wraith King, as soon as he gets Radiance, he's going to start looking to join, because he's going to have Ion Shell enabled. So I think that's when Tundra's really going to start looking to get these big fights, because they're going to be really tanky. Like, it's already an Ags on the Darkseer. So that Wraith King, that Monkey King will have a lot of easier times to run into these very damage
I mean, that's
heavy Leshracs.
down over to the side. Shad, he's in with the opening. Biver, he's going to try and roll to the back lines, try and find Boom. Shad, he's continuing to focus them down, but the wall's down. And now Tundra, they're heading straight over to Boom. Skiter's been able to close it onto the left. Dream call down onto the 2 of them. Boom will fall. Shad will be able to try and get another stun out onto Fata as they bring down the puck. Skiter getting low, but he's got the reincarnation good to go as he's running them down. Ult will be popped here. Khezu heading in range. He's got the Ravage ready to go if it's going to find an opportunity to use it. 9 dropping the Wukongs, trying to split the fight up, but Viking, they simply step out of the ultimate. 33 will end up going down to the impetus of Seleri. He's also going to be able to stay alive.
I love watching these 5 position Enchantresses getting like 5 impetuses off in the fights. They actually do pretty solid damage, and yeah, they get the cleanup kill. Nice play there from Viking. At least Tundra gets a return kill to slow down this Leshrac progression. And it is Wraith King showing up before Radiance, and he's
Dire's
getting
middle
something
tower
small.
is under attack.
Viking just continue to have the edge in these fights, it seems, at the moment.
Radiant's top tower
Fights as
is
well,
under
where,
attack.
likewise, where we just saw that they weren't even needing to use the Ravage. You know, Khezu's still got that ready to go.
Yeah, and he's actually... Alright, so he's brushed the pipe for his team. So there's a lot of overwhelming magic damage, you know, Puck, Earth Spirit, Darkseer, and they have that Blink initiation from DK. So I wonder if he maybe goes for his own other initiation also on the Tidehunter, if he's just this brute forcer, because they have a Blink also on Lion, very early for Aramis.
Yeah, they do actually.
So maybe that might solve their full initiation to catch these backlines. So if they really do control the two supports on the side of Viking, if they take out Fata as well as Biver, the team fight's kind of just gone. At least the follow-up, because there's wall and vacuum, but you need the follow-up. You need that coil to cover. So I think that if they can catch the supports on Viking, they'll be in a really good spot in these fights.
I mean, and for Tundra, are they still at this moment trying to avoid fights as much as possible, would you?
Yeah, I think so. Unless you can get, like, again, it has to be the coil into the Earth Spirit ult pretty much every single time for you to get this. Or just if he can actually get the setup for Wukong. I'm not seeing 9 able to, though. I think he's just way too fragile on Monkey King. He'll just die every time if he shows. It's really just Puck and Earth Spirit who dictate if Tundra. But
Dire
I think they're
are
still a bit
scanning.
behind. And it's not going to get easier for like the next couple minutes when DK gets BKB2. He full counters all of Tundra. So they just need to play a little patient, try to keep farming, getting this Radiance, playing
Radiant's
their
top
greedy
tower
draft.
is under attack.
We're sweeping over there behind Boom, but wards down. They see the
Radiant's
Lesh and
bottom
they
tower has
suddenly
fallen.
suspect that a movement's being made. They think themselves completely off that top half.
They get the bottom tower on the side of Tundra, some more map availability for them. Fata getting close to Blink. So these supports getting some better ways to cover themselves, to position themselves really far back. It feels pretty necessary for Tundra. And oh, nice pick up there. Another Shaw.
I mean, both of those Belan people wait.
Oh, he doesn't want him. He gets rid of both. He keeps the Arcane Ring.
Okay. I mean, you know, some people like the Arcane Ring.
Dire's
I mean, what would
top
you...
tower
I mean, I
is
understand the
under
Nether
attack.
Shore, right? You know, you kind of don't want to get
Radiant's
punched in the
bottom
face by this
tower
Monkey
is
King
under
and Wraith
attack.
King. But you know, the Lamb race.
I thought I guess maybe that he wants the DK to have the Vambrace because he's the carry, so that's
That's
the best
true.
item they've got.
That's true. You're right.
Right.
Shad's probably getting priority.
That's what I would think. Yeah, it's coming up right now, and he's very
Dire's
close to
top
BKB.
tower
They're
is
actually
under
trying to
attack.
take tier 2, 320 minutes.
I mean, they're getting it. It doesn't look like, you know,
They're gonna get it.
Tundra is that set at the moment on, we need to farm. We don't want to get ourselves dragged into any fights that we feel that we don't need to take. They're letting this go. So we'll be, you know, 18 minutes here
Dire's
to
top
tower,
tower
opening
is
up the
fallen.
opportunity for good outpost control, and on top of that, of course, good ways of shutting down this top half of the map from Tundra and limiting the spaces that Skiter can get out to farm it.
Yeah, and Skeeter's, his Radiance it's coming along. It's almost there. It's a little bit slower than usual, but it's been a lot of pressure from Viking,
Radiant's
not really
bottom tower is
giving
under
him any
attack.
room to get that space. At 9, as we said, he's having a hard time making space as the Monkey King. He's 0, 1, and 1. He hasn't been able to find anything. Just having to avoid completely this Viking in this early game. And there we go. So BKB online for DK. Now Viking really start pressing forward the issue. Just looking, hunting, playing under all these wards
Radiant
deeper,
are scanning.
much deeper. Now they have to be playing kind of where they want to look for where Skiter is right now. Enemy side. They know 9 has just been also pushing up bottom, so perhaps maybe getting a ward up on the cliff side, that Tinker ward. Because he's been down here for a very
Radiant's
long time.
bottom tower is under attack.
It's actually Tundra making
Dire's
the move
middle
with that.
tower is
They
under
didn't
attack.
actually go blink on Fata. He actually is going A on this. So it's going to be harder for
Alright.
him to get in, but he'll be protected versus the Hex when he does get it.
I mean,
Okay.
I do kind of like that when you are playing against 3 heroes with a blink, right? You know, 3
Yeah.
heroes with a blink stun.
It'll make it so he gets his spells off always. So once he gets it, it is still a bit of a way away. He would have had the blink already, but he gets the D ward.
Dire's
Try to
middle
jump. That's a
tower
DK
is
form
under
pop.
attack.
Skiter, he's so close to Radiance.
Radiant's top
Oh.
tower is under attack.
That must be spooky.
They're able to get keep that outpost under their control there before the 20-minute mark. as Tundra won't be able to do
Radiant's
anything
top
about
tower
this.
is under
Far
attack.
too spooky for them to try and fight into Viking right now.
Bounty.
They have good ward coverage though in their jungle this time around, so they see the DK form, they see the DK cut of the wave top, and that's gonna be that's pretty much the Radiance for Skiter. So time bought, and it's only 2k deficit. I feel like you're pretty happy for Tundra.
Yeah? You think they've sort of slowed down the game sufficiently enough?
Yeah, it feels pretty solid. The Dark Seer, he's got, like we said, he's got Aghanims. Now they have the Radiance. They're going to be able to look to fight. I think Monkey King BKB is still important for 9 to not just get burst and die instantly, but they're definitely feeling a lot stronger to actually battle now.
Illusion.
And when 9 has BKB, I feel like they're going to be way stronger in the fight. Pre this, I like this move from Viking. Force the Roche. They're unaware that the Monkey King doesn't have BKB, but this is the perfect timing. Bit short of being able to.
Yeah, Tundra. They can't do anything about this, can they?
Shad are scanning.
And then, you know, this is really what allowed Viking to push it to the next step now. Getting the stages. At least
Feels
step
like
them up for some tier 2s at the
Radiant's
least.
middle tower is under attack.
Clear out, like, they need to win a lot of fights now. Just clear out, get tier 2s, win a bunch of fights, and just get Tundra into their base. Can't let Tundra keep farming like this now at this point.
KB4. Getting very close, 9. TP's down bottom, but 9's playing it careful.
Can't believe he hasn't been caught down. He's been down here for, I want to say 8 minutes, honestly. He's just been jumping in and out of the trees. They have not looked for a solution of putting any wards down on the tree line. So yeah, he's gotten away with it effectively.
Well, does this surprise you? What's sort of the reasoning here? You know, we have this game, 33 very much building for himself. After the Ags getting this BKB, we're not seeing any sort of aura items for the team.
I think he's just really worried about just the threat of the Ravage, and if they get through those moments of the Ravage,
Yeah.
then they just win the game if they get to the later stages, is his thought. So if he just gets in the fights, pops BKB, he's gonna double Ion Shot, he's gonna get
Radiant's
multiple
top
values
tower
this
is
often.
under attack.
If they honestly win like 2 fights, maybe even 1 fight on Tundra, the game is just theirs.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower
I mean,
is
so
under
like,
attack.
will he just not get pipe at all this game? I mean, do you not sort of look against the core Lesh and feel the value of an item like that? Or do you sort of think to yourself, well, in reality, if all 3 cores have a BKB in the team fight,
Dire's middle
the
tower
magic
has
resistance
fallen.
doesn't matter as much, and he can afford to get the BKB himself.
It's just a bit expensive. Like you said, he's going more for his greedy style as Fata. This time he'll go get caught, maybe. And he'll die.
It is no great matter.
You know, I think they're really just looking for that one big fight.
Yeah.
And then he just, they just all turn gold. They just run in. Ravage can't be casted on anyone. They kill a target, and then they have a number advantage in the fight. They're going to likely win it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still Aegis, though, Viking. Still have a little bit of some small moments. Continue this advantage. They have to play these fights so clean. If they can get the
Radiant's
Ravage off
bottom
pre
tower is
BKBs, if
under
they can get these
attack.
controls off pre BKB, the fights will look good for them.
Sure. But you really, like, you're
Radiant
saying as
are
if you feel that
scanning.
we see one bad fight for Viking, and
Dire's
it's
top
this
tower
game's suddenly
is
going to
under
get
attack.
very, very difficult.
It does definitely.
If you see
feel
this
like,
Wraith
yeah.
Kings or Monkey King just sort of cleaning up.
But Viking could also just win the game in one fight if
Yeah.
they clean up and just go straight base. So it can go really
Oh,
back
Skiter.
to what this is. Skiter, he found right away.
They found him here. They're going to be able to open up on the Wraith King. See if they can take him down quickly to once. They can. He's down. Ultimate 9 comes in the BKB. Wiggles command down as the Aegis got out of Boom. Seleri will be able to get to the side, but he's pretty deep in the middle of it here, Boom. Has he got any way of making it out of this? He's trying to run, but he's dragged back into Ravage, comes out, but Boom, he's already dead. Boom's going to buy back in an attempt to turn this around. 33, he's escaping, it will finally fall. They'll turn over towards the Monkey King, and they'll take him down as well.
I think back. They need
Now
to
to
just they need
push.
to take a Rax right now. This is get a Rax advantage off
Dire's
of this
middle
fight.
tower is
They
under
might just
Pretty
be able to
solid.
do that
It
here.
does get burst, but yeah, they
He
can do this here. There's no ult except for magnetize.
It's a lot of damage here. Boom, reading the situation, realizing that
Dire's
a lot can be done here with this
structures are
buyback. They've got the fortification.
Come get healed.
Still
They gotta
30
keep
seconds,
going.
no 9.
Yeah, they have to keep going.
Got the jump on the side. They're in on to Biver. Silence. What's up the follow-up stun for now? But is it going to last long enough? It isn't. Biver's gone. Another jump. Viking keeping the pressure up.
Dire's middle barracks
Tier
are
3's
under
down. They're onto the barracks. Skiter and Fata are alive at the moment, trying to push them away. Trying to not lose their racks here as early as it is. 33's back in the game.
They're not going to actually be able to finish it in time. That's pretty huge.
A tithe to the impurity.
Look at this courier, Micro. Do you see this? 33 pulled the wave with the courier. That's why the back door reactivated. I was wondering where the was, and I'm watching a courier. Oh my god.
I was kind of thinking, I was like, so who sniped the creep wave? But indeed, look at that.
Skeleton from Wraith King. I'm like looking around. I'm like, what the heck's going on over here? He pulled the creep wave with. Okay, so push has been stopped right before the rack.
And down bottom, Khezu. He's in trouble here, 9. He's on the chase, Khezu.
Can he get it off?
Oh, oh no, he goes straight! I mean, they're going to get Khezu anyway. But always funny to see that. 9 suddenly finding himself on the ground, thanks to Biver. But hey, they get the job done in the comical style.
Shabby.
I mean,
I think you smoke and look for another fight. There's no Tidehunter. All the ults were pretty much still used from Viking, so just look for a hunt. Yeah, look. Fata needs to catch something with Coil. Same thing with 9. Just keep looking. You're very mobile on the map with these heroes, so they can swing around. I mean, Aramis is sticking around and farming a camp right now.
Let's see this on the replay again. Is it up to the tree? Biver says no. Down you go, sir. Will they give it a smoke here? It's like that.
Outpost.
They'll find anyone yet. No, they're off this side of the map in
Radiant's
time.
middle tower is under attack.
The Mage Slayer coming out next for 9.
Structures are fortified.
I like it. He just needs to be the, nuisance. It's Skiter to carry. And it is, I mean, it's a good item anyway. Flies versus everything. Always got to be good for Slash.
That's nice. It's the my Dark Seer didn't buy pipe item, It's like, well, we're not getting the magic resistance, so I guess I'm going to have to tone down their magical damage, It's a team player 9 here.
Shad, is that a full AC finished up on him? Okay, so Vikings still itemizing for this, just ending the game ASAP as soon as possible. All these quick, big items, these big armor items in particular, protect versus the Breaking and the Monkey King. And still in a good window right now. They need to get these fights, keep rolling these fights, and they need to protect Lesh. That's going to be the biggest thing. It's eyes on Boom. If he's in the front line, he's just going to die, and then they have no Lesh. So he has to be super careful as he doesn't have his BK.
I mean, they don't have sort of the best of ways to save him, right? They've got to pipe themselves, of course, on Khezu. A lot of stuns to cover him, but nothing, item-wise or skill-wise to sort of take him out of the fight or protect him if he gets immediately jumped on.
I think you hide him for now. I think he just goes and farms safe places on the map, finishes BKB before he looks again, because he'll just die instantly. Yeah. And then they'll actually just be 4v5, and they can't win those fights. So he needs to finish that up so he can actually play in the fights. Skiter hunting with Blink, turns his Radiance off.
Oh, hello.
For a jump.
Radiant's middle tower
Finish up the tower.
When does the Viking want to try and take a fight? They've got Rabbit.
Bring Lesh. Let Lesh finish BKB.
I mean, they're starting on Seleri. Seleri's going to get caught here behind the tower. Khezu's coming in.
He jumped Khezu?
He's in now. He's been coiled. I see if they can keep him safe. A stun from the high ground will hold back Skiter. He's fine. I mean, Khezu, he's very tanky. Very tanky right now. You can
see that they're just like, we need Lesh BKB. He does not want to come to fight. All right, he's got BKB. Lose Enchantress, whatever. A nice hit by Tundra, but the best target that Viking could lose themselves. As AC's finished, they're nearing level 18 for their big, at least that DK Frost form, which will help a lot versus these melee carries.
Radiant's bottom
Khezu's nearly got his full Shiva's guard.
Same thing, yeah, very good versus those melee heroes and versus the lifesteal that comes out from both Wraith King and Monkey King.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're looking for the fight. BKB Lesh.
Radiant's
they
bottom
saw 2 or 3 heroes. They might be able to get a good surround.
Well, this Ravage could be big if Khezu can get the jump.
Fata.
It's already off to the side. They're backing away, Tundra. They know that the Vikings chasing them down. Fata. Still got the Eon Disc. Proc here. See if that gives them enough opportunities to get out. It will. He's into the trees, and Viking, they're careful about chasing any further. They know that they've sort of shown their hand, and Tundra can prepare, but they'll back off.
Shad used his ult as well. Maybe there's a small timing window where Tundra's going to look to hit back, but still hard always into Ravage, just jumping into the fight.
Do you like this choice here from Shad as well after the AC going for Daedalus as a damage item this game?
He needs some way to hope to scale in case it does go to the later stages. So yeah, I think it's a needed item.
Speed up. Trying to start things off to Shad. The BKB is ready to pop Biver. Immediately rolls his way back out. Shad's going to pop the BKB as himself.
His ult form's ending.
Now unable to really fight here, Viking. They've got to sort of play it back a little bit. We are seeing that lead that they have start to fall slightly. Now just a 3k advantage. And again, it does show sort of each of these sort of pokes and prods that don't quite result in a successful fight are definitely favoring Tundra in the long run.
Yeah, especially with the way that the way they're itemizing. 9, he's got that Mage Slayer picked up. It's going to be very effective to keep his teammates alive. Leshrac. The Shiva's not done for Viking. They got to find an opportunity to get fights and look for that next Roche to be able to end this game.
Now how's 33 doing after his BKB? We're yet to see what he wants to get next. I mean, what do you think he's sort of considering?
I'm honestly not too sure. Not really that sure.
There's a lot you can do on it. Doug, so, you know, there's one of the brilliant things about this era. There's so many different items. You can build for sort of any occasion. He wants to go.
They get a ward down.
Route.
Shad. Oh, gonna get the jump on him.
They get the jump. He has got the BKB ready to pop. He's going to be able to get it out. He's already so low, Shad. He's going to go down. They're able to take him down too quickly. Boom. He's popping the BKB. He's trying to stand and fight because he does have a Ravage if he wants to pop it, but the Whistle's command's already down. So is the wall. Khezu. He's going to pop the Ravage, but he's having to run. They can't turn and fight with this. The stun will clip onto the Wraith King. Knock down Skiter. There wants to be a buyback here. From Shad with the Dream Course down onto Khezu. As Khezu will fall. No buyback available from Khezu, so he can't come back into this. Boom. He tries to walk straight back in. He's dead. Out for 133 chases on vacuum onto the two of them. Tundra's just diving them into their base. They're running down Aramis. Aramis goes down. Shad, he fought back for this. He needs help. He needs it now, but he's not going to get it. Shad goes down. As Tundra, they're just crushing them in the high ground. They've lost a couple, Tundra, but it doesn't matter because 9 is cleaning up. Viking losing 2 heroes down a dieback. So all in all about, I think about 7 deaths there really, if you do some quick maths. The 4 of them, then the 2 buying back and dying, and then adding the Lion who died, is 7 people. A lot of deaths. It's now a 3k lead for Tundra, and that was pretty much the worst nightmare there for Viking in this sort of a game as they completely lose the advantage.
Yeah, they've really lost their timing. You know, when they're pushing at mid, I was like, you need to get this Rax, you need to really push forward, and they weren't able to get it from some clever creep cutting, of course, from 33 with the Courier, but now they're in full form. Tundra, their lineup is fully kicked together now. That Monkey King, that Wraith King, they're just killing the DK. In 1 or 2 stuns, they actually get him. They control him before it comes out. I mean, that's just too much damage.
Yeah, in those sort of situations where Viking as a team, you know, they can't keep Shad alive, they can't keep Boom alive. You know, you've got to sort of ask yourself, what are their hopes in these fights if they can't protect their cause?
Precise smoke coming up from Tundra, though, right? If Khezu's on that positioning there, if he's able to get a Ravage early out to stop all that aggression, perfect. But just the fact that he wasn't there, the great smoke from Tundra, just reading the map, yeah, getting the perfect rep. They got the DK in the front. The absolute perfect one for Skiter to that initial spin on.
Some rich heroes now on Tundra.
Yep.
3,600 gold on 9 ready to spend. 3,800 here on Mr. 33. He's definitely got a lot of options open to him.
He hasn't selected what he... I was thinking maybe just some like refresher or something like that, but I don't really know what...
I'm expecting something big from him. Yeah. As you say, refresher, hex, whatever.
This feels like the last hurrah for Viking. They pop the DK form.
They have to get
try
this
to force the rush. If this is the
they lose this.
If they lose this fight, the game is just completely over. As they're just the counters are really starting to show themselves. The Tundra draft, that greed. 9 just waiting on the high ground here, saving his buyback.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Are you going to get the jump, Shad? He's going to come in straight away here onto Skiter. See if they can take down the watch, but Skiter's got the turn with the stone walls down. BKB's out for 33. Of course, come on out as well with Viking. They've got a step to the side. Khezu gets back in, takes down Skiter, watches the anchor smash. Khezu, he'll pop the Ravage. Shad, he's trying to turn. They've got the follow-up stunning from Boom as they take down Skiter. They turn over towards 9. 9 will fall. Double kill for Boom. This is the fight that Viking were hunting for. as this time round, it's Tundra's 2 cores that take a fall.
Radiant
Viking over to the mid, they're going to be able to chase down 33 as well. He's trying to TP, but they've got the stun. Boom in again to put a stop to the escape. As Viking, they're not even done yet. Aramis has got the lockdown onto Fata. The rest coming over. They take down a beautiful jump there up to the high ground. As this time it was Tundra that was not ready for this. Shad immediately in, finding their target, getting skidded low that first time round, and then by the time the cleanup was coming into place from Tundra, it was too late. Viking were too strong, they were able to wait out this Wukong's and turn things around.
I cannot believe they actually just jump into the high ground there. It seems like initiation is just the key to this game as they find the target, take out that quote-unquote tanky Wraith King, and now they're actually going to be able to set themselves up for Roche. Aegis cheese.
I mean, yeah, that jump, a beautiful initiate. It's not easy in this game, especially after you just come off the back of such a detrimental fight. I mean, maybe one of the factors, though, that you could argue made a bit of a difference, that fight was taken in a situation where 9, he had 4,000 unspent gold, and 33 also had 4,000 unspent gold. So there's 8k gold in the air for that fight from Tundra.
It's still crazy, though, the positioning that they take the fight, because that's usually one of those amazing spots for when Monkey King is just going to thrive, right? The Wukongs in that area is really tough to play around, but the Wukongs didn't actually catch much of anything. Skiter was on the right side, and they just surround him. Yeah, they slaughtered him effectively with chain stuns and not letting him move at all. As now with Aegis, they have a DD in the bottle too. Still looking, I mean, surprisingly, still looking pretty comfortable in this one. I thought the Monkey King and this Wraith King would have these incredible fights, but if they get jumped on, I guess that can make the difference.
They've got that chain locked down.
Dire are scanning.
We'll see some of that money now spent up. 33's got the Solar Crest. Both ways to enable his cause. And Skiter is very close to being done here from 9.
Yeah, they still have to find ways to, I guess, to protect Skiter. He is a little bit vulnerable as he doesn't have AC, doesn't have BKB to protect himself versus all that chain stun. So, yeah, 33 Solar Crest to guard him and just buff him up versus the physical damage that Viking also doesn't have.
Skiter also very close to his
Radiant's bottom tower
AC,
is under
shortly
attack.
to be done.
He's still going to get controlled a lot in the fight, but yeah, at least that will help them out to counteract the AC that's on the opposing side. Even though the wall, I think, was catching the DK a couple of times, they do
that's
need
what I was going to actually say about that. Is there not sort of the argument to be made that you can skip the AC on the Wraith King because you have the Darkseer on your side and you're playing against another AC, or is it just still so good on the hero that you don't want to skip it at all, even in a game like this?
I honestly think the BKB was probably the best purchase he could have gone, but they were rolling, right? They just got that like chain kill on Shad. They double killed the buybacks of the DK and the Lesh. I think he was going to roll with it. He was like, let me just get the big item. Let me get the AC because it's just better for me overall. But maybe that's hurting him. But it also does give you your own benefits too, right? Like it does give you your own armor, your own attack speed.
Sure, for farming and everything else, and when you're not in the fights where there's a Dragon Knight illusion on your team.
Yeah, it's still a really strong item. Shad has this DD right now. He has his ult pre-popped. They have an overwhelming blink as well on Khezu.
Jump this time. All about it makes that initiation as we've seen the last 2 times.
Khezu's blink does 500 damage too. That's actually a pretty significant amount.
500? Yeah, I guess that is what the maps adds up to.
Yeah, it's 500 and it'll do what? The 6-second movement speed slow, and it's a Wraith King with no BKB. It actually is going to be pretty impactful, I feel like. He's going to have Surge and whatnot to play.
Wait, where are you getting 500 for?
50% movement slow, sorry. Wait, what? The damage?
The damage?
100 plus 100% of your strength. Oh, sorry.
He's not got 300 strength. What are you on about?
100 plus.
What are you reading? Wait, what math were you doing?
Even my math was wrong anyway. I was reading it the opposite way.
Oh, okay.
Still anyway 400, but whatever. It's still a good chunk of damage anyway.
Yeah, 300 damage.
And I think the slow is the bigger effect that's really going to be the value. If there's a Darkseer wall as well, too, if he's able to get the timing, and versus like Wraith King without BKB, those seem pretty effective.
That's the nice item.
That is a nice
Quote. 9. It's going to take...
Who carries it? Just 33 then, I guess? Yeah, probably. They already have better items on Skiter as well as 9. But yeah, initiation is going to be absolutely everything.
It really is. Yeah, they're coming out. Tundra's going to try and catch them outside of the base.
9 spent
Khezu.
gold. He bought the full Scotty.
He's going to jump straight across. He's looking to take down the supports first. They're going in onto the line. The wall's down. It onto the ball. The BKB's out from Shad. The Blue Cross commands out. They're caught in the middle of it all. And they've lost Aramis. They've lost Seleri. Biver will fall. There's the Ravage and Khezu coming out there to try and turn things around. Have they got the damage to take down this Monkey King? No, they haven't. Or maybe with this follow-up stun damage with Shad. They do die. He gets the barrel himself, but it doesn't matter. Shad has the damage here. Him and Boom stay alive. 33 running up to the high ground, trying to escape. He's going to be able to get one. No, Khezu's in with the overwhelming blink. As it's 4 dead. They haven't got buyback. There's no buyback available on 9. There's no buyback available on Skiter.
Khezu with beautiful patience on the Ravage. He just waited and waited and waited. He sees the Wukong. It's still scary, but he waits. BKBs go down. Ravage not to get the jump. These buildings are dying.
There's no buyback. They can't hold this, but surely. It's just down to Biver. Nobody else can come back into the game. They spent up. They don't have money. It's game over. It's GG. Viking will take game 1 here.
Wow, and I gladly eat my words, honestly. I thought they would have trouble taking the fights. I thought they would have trouble taking it to this later stage of the game, but they don't. They show persistence and excellent spell usage, really. Just identifying the facts that they need to jump and start the fights. That one, sure, Aramis gets jumped, but Khezu, look at this man laughing. Patience on the Ravage. Beautiful stuff.
It really
Beautiful
was.
chain stun coming out.